What if I told you that the stories we tell about ourselves aren't just fiction, but echoes of something far older, embedded deep within us? These archetypes aren't just found in books or myths. They're alive in you and could hold the keys to understanding not just our own minds, but the collective human experience. In this video, we'll explore Carl Jung's 12 archetypes, timeless symbols that quietly shape your thoughts, actions, and even the behaviors of those around you. By understanding them, you'll gain insight into why you, the people in your life, and every human behaves and acts the way they do, bringing clarity to your relationships and unlocking deeper awareness. Stick with me, and by the end of the video, we'll have uncovered the deep meanings behind each archetype, explain how these are grouped together, where we find these archetypes in pop culture, fiction, myths, and delve into their connections to esoteric traditions and the collective unconscious. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, first introduced the concept of archetypes as universal, primal symbols found in the collective unconscious of all humans. He believed that these archetypes represent fundamental human motifs and patterns that appear across all cultures. Carl Jung's concept of archetypes began with his exploration of the conscious mind, personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious. He believed that the conscious mind is where we experience our day-to-day thoughts and decisions, while the personal unconscious stores memories, experiences, and emotions that aren't immediately in our awareness but still influence us. But Jung's most groundbreaking insight was his idea of the collective unconscious, the deeper level of the unconscious mind shared by all of humanity. This is where universal patterns, or archetypes, exist. Jung originally identified 4 major archetypes that shape our behavior: the self, the shadow, the anima/animus, and the persona. He saw these as central forces in the psyche, showing up in myths, stories, and even in the dreams of his patients. These 4 archetypes will be explored deeper in another video. As Jung's work evolved, these basic archetypes expanded into more specific forms to better describe the diversity of human experience. Over time, his theories led to the development of the 12 archetypes we know today, offering a richer and more detailed understanding of how these universal patterns manifest in our lives. In psychology, these archetypes help explain human behavior and personality, shaping how we see the world and how we act in different situations. Jung saw them as the underlying blueprint for the characters and roles we naturally take on in life. In religion and spirituality, these archetypes go beyond the psychological. They represent cosmic and divine forces. In esotericism, they are symbols of deeper spiritual truths. Gods, mythical figures, and mystical symbols reflect these archetypes, connecting us to something greater and guiding our spiritual journey. Now, when it comes to organizing the 12 archetypes, there are 2 main ways we can group them: traditional and motivational. Each approach looks at the archetypes from a slightly different perspective, but both offer valuable insights into how these symbols shape our lives. The traditional grouping focuses on internal motivations, what drives us psychologically from within. It's rooted in Carl Jung's work and emphasizes how these archetypes represent our deeper psychological needs and life journeys. This grouping divides the archetypes into 4 categories: ego types, seeking safety, control, and identity. This includes the innocent, Everyman, and Jester archetypes. Soul types, yearning for fulfillment, meaning, and self-discovery. This includes the explorer, rebel, and lover archetypes. Self-types, driven to leave a lasting legacy and achieve mastery. This includes the creator, ruler, and magician archetypes. Order types, these are driven for control and structure, and includes the caregiver, the hero, and the sage. On the other hand, the motivational grouping focuses more on external desires, how we behave to achieve certain goals in the world. This perspective, influenced by modern thinkers like Carol Pearson, categorizes the archetypes based on what they seek to accomplish. Here's how they're grouped. Order. Archetypes like the ruler, creator, and caregiver who strive to bring structure, stability, and control to their environment. Freedom. Archetypes like the innocent, explorer, and sage, driven by the pursuit of safety, knowledge, and personal freedom. Ego. The hero, magician, and rebel, motivated by the desire to leave a mark on the world through mastery, power, or liberation. Social. The lover, jester, and everyman, citizen, who seek connection, belonging, and pleasure through relationships with others. Each grouping, whether traditional or motivational, offers a different lens through which to understand these powerful symbols. Traditional focuses on the internal drive, while motivational emphasizes how these archetypes act in the world to fulfill specific needs. Now, with the grouping out of the way, let's take a look at the archetypes individually. We will look at each archetype's goals, desires, fears, examples in history, myth, and fiction, and some sub-archetypes that can be found in each. 1. The innocent. The innocent seeks safety, happiness, and a life of purity and peace. They fear doing something wrong, being punished, or losing their sense of innocence. The innocent desires to live in a world free from corruption and to experience paradise. The innocent embodies a worldview filled with optimism and hope, trusting that good prevails and seeking a life of simplicity and purity. They believe that as long as they remain virtuous and good, everything will work out in their favor. While this makes them resilient in the face of darkness, they are vulnerable to disillusionment when their idealistic worldview is challenged. Examples. In religion, Adam and Eve before the fall in Christianity are perfect representations of the innocent, living in the Garden of Eden in blissful ignorance until their innocence is shattered by sin. In esotericism, the Fool in tarot symbolizes the innocent at the beginning of their spiritual journey, unaware of the dangers ahead, but filled with the excitement of potential. In fiction, Frodo Baggins, Lord of the Rings, is an innocent thrust into a dangerous world who, despite facing darkness, retains a belief in good and morality. Sub-archetypes. The dreamer focuses on an idealistic and hopeful future, often unaware of the realities of the present. The naive fool, innocent to the point of being unaware of danger, sometimes blindsided by the harshness of reality. The saint represents spiritual purity, often engaging in self-sacrifice in the name of goodness. 2. The everyman or the citizen. The everyman strives for belonging, connection, and equality in their life and community. They fear standing out, being excluded, or alienated from the group. The everyman desires to be accepted by others and to find their place within society. The everyman archetype represents the desire to belong, to connect with others, and to find value in being part of a community. They are the grounding force, often overlooked but essential, reminding us of the importance of humility, hard work, and solidarity. They avoid extremes, preferring a simple and honest life. Examples. In religion, Jesus' disciples, especially figures like Peter, are relatable everymen, ordinary individuals called to extraordinary actions, representing faith and connection to a greater purpose. In esotericism, the seeker or novice in mysticism, representing someone on a humble path to enlightenment. In fiction, Samwise Gamgee, Lord of the Rings, perfectly captures the everyman. While not a grand hero, his unwavering loyalty and determination show that even the simplest among us can make a profound impact. Sub-archetypes. The realist, grounded in practicality, sees things for what they are without idealization. The survivor endures hardship and struggle, often rising from challenges with resilience. The underdog fights to belong or succeed despite having the odds stacked against them. 3. The hero. The hero aims to prove their worth through courageous acts and noble deeds. They fear failure, weakness, or being perceived as inadequate. The hero desires to make a difference in the world and leave a lasting mark on history. The hero archetype is defined by their courage, strength, and determination to overcome challenges. Heroes take on great risks, not just for personal glory but often for the greater good. However, their primary struggle lies in balancing their need for external validation with an internal sense of worth. They fear weakness or failure because it threatens their identity as a force for good. Examples: in religion, Hercules in Greek mythology, whose labors exemplify physical and moral strength in overcoming impossible challenges. In esotericism, the initiate in spiritual traditions, who must conquer inner demons or trials to attain higher consciousness. In fiction, Harry Potter, the archetypal modern hero, rises to each challenge despite doubts, embodying bravery and the weight of responsibility. Sub-archetypes: the warrior overcomes physical challenges and fights for honor or victory. The crusader fights for a moral cause, often leading battles for justice. The dragon slayer faces seemingly insurmountable challenges or enemies, triumphing over the impossible. 4. The explorer. The explorer seeks to discover a better world or find deeper meaning within themselves. They fear being trapped, confined, or stuck in a monotonous life. The explorer desires freedom, autonomy, and the opportunity to experience new horizons. Expanded explanation. The explorer is driven by the need to break free from the mundane and seek new experiences, knowledge, and adventure. They are often restless, constantly searching for meaning and self-understanding through external exploration or inner journeys. However, their fear of being trapped or tied down can prevent them from finding satisfaction in the present moment. Examples: in religion, Moses leading the Israelites through the desert in search of the promised land reflects the explorer's need to break away from oppression and seek freedom. In esotericism, the spiritual seeker on a quest for enlightenment, constantly pushing boundaries to explore the unknown. In fiction, Indiana Jones epitomizes the explorer, always in pursuit of ancient treasures and hidden truths, driven by curiosity and adventure. Sub-archetypes. The wanderer relentlessly travels, avoiding roots or permanence. The pioneer explores uncharted territories, breaking new ground. The trailblazer leads others into unknown or dangerous areas, pushing limits. 5. The rebel. The outlaw. The rebel seeks to break rules and create significant change in the world. They fear being powerless, controlled, or unable to challenge authority. The rebel desires revolution, revenge, or the destruction of oppressive systems. The rebel archetype thrives on challenging the status quo, often acting as a force of disruption and change. They fight against injustice and resist conformity, often willing to break rules to achieve their goals. While they can be destructive if driven by anger or revenge, rebels are also the catalysts for societal transformation, paving the way for new possibilities. Examples: in religion, Lucifer, the fallen angel, defies divine authority, symbolizing rebellion against ultimate control. In esotericism, Prometheus in esoteric traditions, defying the gods by bringing fire, knowledge, to humanity, representing enlightenment through defiance. In fiction, Katniss Everdeen, the Hunger Games, who rebels against a corrupt system, becoming a symbol of revolution and hope. Sub-archetypes. The revolutionary leads others in radical change, aiming to overthrow oppressive systems. The troublemaker disrupts simply to cause chaos or push boundaries. The rebel leader organizes rebellion, leading others to defy authority. 6. The lover. The lover seeks to attain intimacy and experience the full depth of love. They fear being unloved, unwanted, or rejected by others. The lover desires to connect deeply and passionately with others, finding harmony in relationships. The lover archetype is driven by the pursuit of connection, intimacy, and pleasure. They value relationships and often see love as the ultimate expression of life's purpose. The lover seeks harmony and beauty in all aspects of life, especially through emotional or romantic fulfillment. However, they may risk losing their identity in their desire to please others or avoid conflict. In religion, Radha and Krishna in Hinduism represent the divine play of love and devotion, embodying the lover's search for unity with the beloved. In esotericism, the mystical union in tantric traditions, where the lover archetype seeks spiritual wholeness through emotional and physical connection. In fiction, Romeo and Juliet epitomize the lover, willing to sacrifice everything, including life, for the intensity of their connection. Sub-archetypes. The romantic idealizes love and emotional experiences, sometimes at the expense of realism. The seducer uses charm and attraction to connect on a passionate level. The harmonizer seeks peace and unity in relationships, prioritizing emotional balance. 7. The creator. The creator strives to create something of lasting value that reflects their vision and creativity. They fear mediocrity, failure, or not being able to bring their ideas to life. The creator desires to express their ideas through innovation, artistry, and the manifestation of their imagination. The creator archetype is driven by the need to express their vision through creation, whether that's art, innovation, or new ideas. They believe in the power of creativity to transform the world, and they often pour themselves into their work. Creators face the challenge of balancing perfectionism and the fear of failure, which can prevent them from sharing their creations with the world. Examples. In religion, many traditions, God as the creator of the universe embodies the ultimate creator archetype, bringing the world into existence through divine imagination. In esotericism, the alchemist, transforming base matter into gold, symbolizes the creator's quest to turn ideas into reality, often seen as spiritual transformation. In fiction, Tony Stark from Iron Man represents the inventive side of the creator, using his genius to build technologies that shape the world around him. Sub-archetypes. The artist focuses on aesthetic creation, driven by beauty and emotional expression. The inventor innovates and designs new solutions, often with a focus on practicality. The builder constructs lasting legacies or structures, whether physical or metaphorical. 8. The ruler or the king. The ruler seeks to bring order, stability, and control to their environment. They fear chaos, loss of control, or being overthrown. The ruler desires to lead with authority, creating a well-organized and structured world. The ruler archetype represents leadership, authority, and the need to impose order on a chaotic world. They are often concerned with maintaining structure and controlling their domain, whether that's a family, organization, or nation. While rulers can be benevolent and just, they also risk becoming tyrannical if they become too obsessed with control or power. Examples. In religion, God or Christ as king in Christian theology, reigning over the universe with absolute authority, represents the ultimate ruler archetype. In esotericism, the god Zeus in Greek and pagan myth is an embodiment of the ruler, as he is the king of all the gods and the upholder of order and justice throughout the Greek realms. In fiction, Aragorn from Lord of the Rings embodies the ruler, earning the right to lead through wisdom and compassion, restoring order to his kingdom. Sub-archetypes. The tyrant uses power to control and dominate, often to the detriment of others. The benevolent leader leads with wisdom, care, and a focus on the greater good. The weakling prince fails to live up to the responsibilities of leadership, often faltering under pressure. 9. The magician. The magician seeks to understand the fundamental laws of the universe and to transform reality according to their will. They fear unintended negative consequences or losing control of the powerful forces they work with. The magician desires transformation, mastery, and the ability to make the impossible possible. The magician archetype is centered around knowledge, transformation, and the ability to harness unseen forces. They seek to manipulate reality, whether through science, magic, or wisdom, to bring about profound change. Magicians are often driven by a desire for deeper understanding and power, but they must be wary of unintended consequences or the misuse of their abilities. Examples: in religion, Hermes Trismegistus in Hermeticism represents the wise magician, a figure who has mastered the mysteries of the universe through divine knowledge. In esotericism, the Egyptian god Thoth embodies the magician archetype, as he is the divine scribe, keeper of knowledge, and master of magic. Known for his wisdom, Thoth represents the pursuit of enlightenment, transformation, and the power of language. In fiction, Gandalf, from Lord of the Rings, epitomizes the magician archetype, using his wisdom and magical abilities to guide and protect others. Sub-archetypes: the sorcerer uses dark or forbidden knowledge, often at the cost of personal integrity. The healer focuses on using magic or knowledge to restore and heal. The seer has profound foresight and wisdom, often guiding others with their visions of the future. 10. The caregiver. The caregiver seeks to help, protect, and care for others. They fear selfishness, ingratitude, or being unable to provide care for those in need. The caregiver desires to nurture and protect others, creating an environment of support and love. The caregiver archetype is driven by compassion and a desire to serve others. They focus on creating a supportive and nurturing environment, often putting others' needs before their own. While this archetype embodies selflessness, the caregiver can risk burnout or losing themselves if they neglect their own needs in the process of caring for others. Examples: in religion, Mother Teresa, as a symbol of the Christian ideal of selfless service, perfectly exemplifies the caregiver, dedicating her life to helping the poor and sick. In esotericism, the healer in mystical traditions, who provides spiritual care and emotional support to those seeking guidance. In fiction, Alfred Pennyworth from Batman is Bruce Wayne's butler and serves as a caretaker. Alfred provides emotional support, care, and wisdom, serving as a grounding influence in Batman's life. Sub-archetypes. The mother nurtures and protects, often at the cost of their own needs. The healer provides physical or emotional healing to those in need. The supporter always stands by others, offering encouragement and aid. 11. The jester or the fool. The jester seeks to live in the moment and bring joy to the world through humor and play. They fear boredom, being too serious, or missing out on life's pleasures. The jester desires to enjoy life to its fullest and lighten the mood of others around them. The jester archetype is all about living in the moment and finding joy in life. They use humor to uplift others and often point out the absurdities of life, offering wisdom wrapped in wit. While the jester brings fun and laughter, they can sometimes avoid serious issues or use humor as a shield to deflect deeper emotional connections. Examples: in religion, Loki, the Norse trickster god, embodies the playful yet chaotic aspects of the jester archetype, often using humor and tricks to upset the established order. In esotericism, the fool in tarot represents the beginning of a journey, filled with optimism and unburdened by the complexities of life, yet wise in their simplicity. In fiction, Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean embodies a jester archetype that has fulfilled his potential through his cunning wit, unpredictable behavior, and humorous charm, using laughter and trickery to navigate challenges while challenging authority and convention in a chaotic but often ingenious way. Sub-archetypes. The trickster disrupts norms with wit and chaos, often bringing hidden truths to light. The clown focuses on bringing joy and laughter to others, using humor to connect. The satirist uses humor to critique or expose flaws in societal structures. 12. The sage. The sage seeks to understand the truth and gain wisdom through knowledge and experience. They fear ignorance, being misled, or living in falsehood. The sage desires to understand the world, attain wisdom, and share their knowledge with others. The sage archetype represents wisdom, knowledge, and the pursuit of truth. They are driven by a need to understand the deeper meaning of life and to impart that understanding to others. The sage is often introspective, preferring to seek clarity over action. However, they can struggle with detachment, becoming overly focused on knowledge and avoiding emotional connections. Examples: in religion, the Buddha represents the sage, seeking enlightenment through profound introspection and sharing that wisdom with the world. In esotericism, the Norse god Odin, who sacrifices his eye for wisdom and hangs from Yggdrasil to gain knowledge of the runes, perfectly reflects the sage archetype through his relentless pursuit of spiritual clarity and understanding. In fiction, Yoda from Star Wars is the quintessential sage, dispensing wisdom and knowledge to guide the next generation of heroes. Sub-archetypes: the philosopher seeks deep truths through contemplation and study. The mentor guides others with their accumulated wisdom and experience. The teacher imparts knowledge to students, helping them understand the world. As we've explored today, the 12 archetypes aren't just characters in stories or symbols from myths. They are essential parts of who we are as individuals and as a collective. Each archetype has its own strengths, fears, and desires, and none of them are better or more important than the others. In fact, they all work together, balancing each other out. We need the hero's courage just as much as we need the caregiver's compassion. The rebel's desire for change is as vital as the sage's wisdom. It's through the interplay of these archetypes that we find harmony, both within ourselves and in the world around us. Recognizing and understanding these archetypes allows us to live more fully and connect more deeply to the people and experiences in our lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the 12 archetypes. In future videos, we'll dive much deeper into each archetype, exploring their complexities, subtypes, and how they manifest in our lives. Let us know in the comments which archetypes you'd like to see us explore first. We'd love to hear which ones resonate with you the most. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. We're always bringing new insights on topics that enrich the mind, body, and spirit.